And you're looking at a student preview screen that I am able to access as a faculty member so that I can see what you see. So we're looking at section 62 of sociology, but this is for all of you who have an online sociology class with me, and even my face-to-face sociology classes can also look to this just as a refresher of what I told you in class earlier this week about how to approach week 12, project 3 or unit assignment 3, and that kind of thing. So this should be what you see when you log in is this. And as a faculty member, I haven't checked. These are all the announcements I've sent to you over the semester, and those are all the things that I've graded for you over the semester. So anyway, this is what it looks like for me. So anyway, we are in Unit 3. We're at the tail end of Unit 3, as you can see by the dates. And so I wanted to talk to you about Week 12. Let's see, there we go. So Week 12 is what we're in right now, and there are 2 curated videos for you to watch that support the information we've had together when you watched so many videos of me giving lectures over the past 3 weeks. These videos are by other people who posted on YouTube or, other sources. I think both of these happen to be on YouTube. And they support the information that we have already learned from the previous weeks. A lot of you, when you complete these 2 videos and do your reflection journal, which is due on the 10th, a lot of you are going to be finished with your reflection journal assignment for the semester. Because you only do 10, you can only get credit for 10. There is no credit for more than 10, and a lot of you will have that 10 number when you complete this. If you're close to 10, we have like 4 more reflection journal opportunities, I think. So if you have 7, 8, 9, and you want to skip this reflection journal this week, you're still good because we have like 4 left after this. But if you only have 2 or 3 reflection journals so far, I want to find you and shake you by the shoulders, but I can't do that. I think it's against school policy. But if you only have 2 or 3 or 4 reflection journals so far, you can't skip this one. You really need it because you only have, I think, this one and 4 more. So 50 more points possible. I want you to get the most points possible, so please do it. Remember, it's 300 words. You summarize the information that you saw in these videos and that you took in your notes. Look in the Start Here folder for the instructions on what to do for a successful reflection journal if you haven't done very many yet and you don't know the process. Just look at that. Oh, my new parakeets are singing in the background, so I'm inside because the wind was so loud outside, but now my parakeets are going to start singing. Anyway, so hi, pretty bird. Hi, pretty bird. Anyway, so we also have a quiz. It's our 13th of 17 quizzes, and so take the quiz if you would like. If you already have 10 quiz scores that you like, a lot of you already have 10 out of 10 quizzes, and that means you can skip the rest of them because I'm only going to count 10 quiz scores, and I'm not going to count any extra credit for any additional quizzes that you take. So if you have already earned 100 points for the quiz, 10 points at a time, right? The quiz assignment is, in my mind, it's a 100-point assignment, but you earn it 10 points at a time. So if you are already happy with 10 quiz scores, you can skip this one if you would like. Quiz 13. So anyway, but if not, if you have some low quiz scores that you want dropped, then go ahead and take as many quizzes as you can between now and the end of the semester, because the more chances that you give yourself at quizzes, the higher your chances at 10 out of 10s, and then that's going to be what, those are the scores I'm going to count. So I want you to get 100 points on the reflection journal assignment. I want you to get 100 points on the quiz assignment, and once you get 100 points, that's it. That's the highest score that you can get. Okay, so I also want to talk about unit assignment 3. So, unit assignment 3, there's no writing on it like you have had in the last 2 assessments. It's due on the 13th at midnight. That is Wednesday of next week. What I want you to do is open the test file as soon as possible. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do that right now because it's not any kind of secret what's on the test. What I want you to do is open the test and look at it. And look at the prompts, the things that are in the prompts list for each question. So when you see relative poverty, subjective poverty, human development index, absolute poverty, these are the concepts that you have to match to a selection over here in the selection drop box. Every single one of these has the so this is question number 1. So everything in question 1 has the same list of things in the drop box over here. And what you have to do through the process of elimination is you have to look at your thorough notes that we had from the video lectures on relative poverty, subjective poverty, human development index, absolute poverty, and you have to apply the definition. You have to understand the definition first. That's the basic thing that even, high schoolers and middle schoolers do. But what you also have to do is be able to apply that definition to a scenario. You have to be able to analyze these scenarios and figure out, does this scenario, for instance, this first one on the list that you can see right here, does this scenario fit your understanding of what relative poverty conditions are? And through the process of elimination, go through all of these things and decide which one fits your understanding, which one of these scenarios is an application of the relative poverty conditions. Do that for subjective poverty, human development index, absolute poverty, etc. Each question is designed like this, okay? Okay, so this one again has the same. Let me forward to another question that has different. Okay, so for instance, the first 2 questions are about those same 4 things. This is question number 3, and now you have to look at a very thorough definition of life chances, because remember when we went through the video lectures, I broke life chances down into 2 different parts: subsistence needs and comfort and advancement needs. So your textbook has a very good definition of life chances, but it's pretty basic. It doesn't really drill into what it actually means, what life chances look like, how they are real. We watched the video about Lolly's kin. We watched the video about poverty in the slum in Liberia. We got those 5 things like durable house and safe sanitation and those kinds of things, sufficient space, tenure, all of those things that are in your notes. That are just basic subsistence needs. And social mobility, what is the definition of that? How does it work? Global stratification, what's the definition of that? How does it work? When you click on each of these 4 things over here, all of these choices, there's 4 things you have to match. There's 5 choices you have to discern which one is correct. Okay? So each one of these drop-down menus has the same ones. Okay, that's why it's a matching question. They are all the same ones. So you don't have to read 5 distinct ones every single time you're choosing it. Read all 5 of them very carefully and discern, decide, apply, analyze it to figure out which one of these things matches life chances for subsistence needs. Choose it, process of elimination, go to the next one, choose that one, process of elimination, and submit it, okay? So each of the questions has these different things. Okay, and so let me just answer a couple. I'm just going to choose some stuff here. I'm, as you can tell, I'm not even reading it. I don't even really know whether any of it's right. Okay, so let's see. So continue. So I've got something to submit now, and I'm doing this. Yeah, it's telling me I didn't answer all of them. I know that. You need to answer all of them. Okay, Birdie Bird. Mercy. Okay, Birdie Bird. They're going crazy. I better go someplace where it's a little more quiet. But anyway, so the assignment is going to warn you, hey, you didn't answer these things. I know I haven't answered it. I'm doing it just to show you what you're supposed to do once you finish your first attempt. So I'm going to go ahead and submit. I'm going to get a terrible grade. I'm not going to download anything. You should if you want to. I'm not going to, okay, look, I got a 5 out of 100, right? I only answered one question. I did it very quickly. And so I got a 5 out of 100. And so what I want to do is I want to view that attempt. And so I'm viewing the attempt, and I wanted to show you this because each question is going to tell you how many points out of 10 you earned. It's not going to tell you which one of these things is wrong. It's just going to tell you how many points you got. Each question is worth 10 points. So let me scroll down here to the one that I answered, and I got 5 points on it. Here it is. So look at this. I answered it this way. 2 of these 4 things happen to be right, even though I just quickly answered it. 2 of them happen to be right. And so what you're supposed to use with this information is you're supposed to do this very, very carefully the first time. You have two tries at unit assignment 3, this matching activity, 2 tries. You're supposed to do it very, very carefully and correctly, as correct as you possibly can the very first time, and then look at your score. You might be very happy with your score. You might get 90 out of 100. You might get 100 out of 100. You might be very, very happy with your score. Well, I've come outside to try to be quieter for you, and now Junior is doing his dirt walrus noises. So let me get away from him, and the cat is meowing at me. This is just not working out for me very well this morning. I apologize for all the noise. Okay, I think it might be quiet at the back of the barn. Okay, so you're supposed to look at the score on each question, and that'll tell you which question you need to focus on when you redo it. You might be happy with your first time around score. If you're happy with it, don't do it a second time. But if you're not happy with your first time around score, then look carefully at each of these things and see which ones you got right, which ones you missed, and redo it carefully. And if you have a question where you did 10 out of 10, then when you're looking at it, carefully remember, take a screenshot or whatever you want to do, carefully remember which ones you chose, so that when you do it a second time and you get to that question, because the questions will be in different order, when you get to that question, you'll be able to answer them identically, quickly, identically. You already know you got a 10 out of 10, so it'll be a 10 out of 10 the second time. And focus on the questions that you didn't get a 10 out of 10 on to try to figure out how to do better on them the second time around. Your highest score will count. So if you stop with one attempt, then that is the score that will count. If you do a second attempt, even if you get a lower grade on your second attempt, your first attempt will count if you had a higher score. But the idea is do as well as you possibly can on the first attempt, and then after that, consider doing it over again if you're not happy with the score. Access it like I showed you how to do on this video, and look at each question, and it's not going to tell you which ones exactly you missed, but it'll tell you, do you have a 2.5 out of 10? Well, that means 3 of these are wrong. Do you have a 5 out of 10? That means 2 of them are wrong. Do you have a 7.5 out of 10? That means 3 of them are right. Do you have a 10 out of 10? That means you got all of them right. Okay? So anyway, please do your best on this. Text me with questions. If I were you, here's my advice. Do this by Sunday. Do your first attempt by Sunday when you normally would do a quiz and a reflection journal. If you want to do the quiz and reflection journal for this week, go ahead and get it knocked out early. So the only thing you have to focus on is getting your notes in order and doing this well by Sunday, the first attempt. Now I'm saying Sunday because both attempts are due on Wednesday of next week. So do it by Sunday. And that's my advice. Do the first attempt by Sunday, and then you'll know whether you need to focus on the second attempt between Sunday and Wednesday when all of it is due. Don't wait until Wednesday to do your first attempt, because then you'll be up to the gun of, the midnight time trying to do the second attempt very, very quickly, and you won't get the highest score that you possibly can. So please, please, please text me if you have any questions. You can do this. You just have to have those thorough notes that I always encourage you to take, and you have to be able to apply those definitions to these scenarios like you've already done on one of the weekly quizzes. At least one of the weekly quizzes. I already gave you some practice at this. So text me with questions. I'll see you later. Bye.